Hi everyone and welcome to another bonus little video from the Secret Garden of Louth. You might have seen our full July summer tour walk around, the extended edition, and I'll put a link to that in the description below if you haven't. But today's video I wanted to have a quick walk through the garden with Jenny and really focus on the plants that she uses and Roger enjoys propagating to really add that burst of summer colour. A lot of the big leaved exotic plants, the foliage plants, they're in full flow. But if you want to get more summer colour in your garden this year, whether you just want a slight exotic edge or to go completely tropical, I think there's some top ideas in this video to not only bring more colour and scent to your garden, but also bring more wildlife in as well. So let's get started. So we've just filmed a hour-long tour, probably somewhere around there, looking at the huge array of foliage plants and flowers around your garden. But now Jenny has agreed to help out with a video all about the flowering tropical style and exotic plants you can add to your summer garden for a huge burst of colour and something for the insects as well. This canna here, which one's this, Jenny?
That's panache.
I must say, this is really sort of statuesque, isn't it? It's also very graceful as well.
Yeah, I think it's quite an elegant looking flower on that one. It's not too much in your face, but you know, with a nice green background,
I think it's very tasteful.
That's it. It is.
Tasteful and graceful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unlike some of the more sort of brash in your face plants we've seen.
It's certainly not brash.
No,
yeah.
So a lot of people will know, you know, there's a huge variety of cannas, isn't there? So whichever sort of colours you want to introduce into your colour theme, there's options there. One plant a lot of people might not have seen before, this is a Musella lasiacarpa, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's quite a tender banana, isn't it?
It's not as tender as some, actually.
That's a good point.
It's not hardy, totally hardy, I don't believe. Some people might have got away depending where they live, but no, we always take ours in the greenhouse.
But you can overwinter them in a cool greenhouse, can't you?
It's a tougher one in as much as it overwinters more easily.
Yeah. So it's not something that flowers every year, and in fact, it's a bit of an event, isn't it, for this particular stem to reach this size, but
yes.
Really is amazing. And I like the way you've got that combined with some really easy flowers that anyone can add to their UK tropical style, exotic, or just exciting garden for some extra colour. So which salvia is this one here?
That's Amistad.
This is Amistad, which is really
quite readily available.
It's very readily available, and for good reason. It's a plant which gives so much, just fantastic flowers for such a large part of the year, great for the bees as well. And this here, Verbena bonariensis.
Yeah, and it's, you know, once you've got that flower in, it'll seed around. If you've got it in, like there's gravel there, and it's just seeded itself all the way along there, and it's beautiful. It gives you that colour, but you can see through it and see your other plants behind it.
You can indeed. So whether it's at the front of the border or the back, Verbena bonariensis, I think it's fantastic for just really adding that height to your garden without sort of dominating a space, isn't it?
It's beautiful, yeah.
And like you say, very easy.
Light and airy.
It pops up wherever it wants to. For people who want a bit more of a, we'll say, structure to their summer colour, the flowering plant in these containers here, which one's this one?
This is Begonia Glowing Embers. Glowing
Embers. So we looked at this in the proper tour video, but I think this, if you've got, I mean, does it cope in sun and shade, this begonia?
Yes, yeah, it's sunny here and shadier over there.
And it looks fantastic. I like it. And going from sort of container plants to plants which can grow in the ground quite readily, but happen to have fantastic flowers as well. This beautiful yellow spire here.
Yeah, the Ligularia, is that Provoskii, that one, I think?
It could
with
indeed
the dark stems, and it's a different style of flower. Some Ligularias are more flat daisy flower looking.
They can be, yes. Yeah. So I think really Ligularias, they're more of a, we'll say, a boggy garden plant or a shady area plant.
Just somewhere not dry.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Basically.
So they're a great choice if you want to bring some colour to your garden and you don't necessarily have a hot baking garden.
And it will let you know when it needs watering. It will go look sad, you know, chuck a bucket of water on.
I think fuchsias, you saw one in Shane Bilson's garden tour. This one here, perfectly hardy for you.
Yeah, like and this is a more golden leaved one. It's been there for many years. You can chop it right back, well, fair way down, you know, and let it all come up again, and there you go. Beautiful.
It really is. I think time and time again in my videos, it seems to be, if you want the tropical style garden, you don't have to throw out all the conventional choices just for the sake of having the new.
Blend them in.
And you really do blend them in so well.
And I've got to say about flowering begonias, because I used to hate the things when people just smack a load of them together. But if you've got a tropical sort of garden, how blousy and loud tropical looking
that one in particular,
is something like that. And you know, you can get pinks and yellows and the reds and da-di-da. You know, there's so little that flowers in shade.
No, that is very true.
You've got your shadier areas. you think, oh, that looks dull. Stick a flowering begonia in it, and you don't even have to deadhead.
There we go, which is always a bonus, isn't it? So I'm really into begonia grandis. I've got quite a few of the hardy begonias that come up every year, but even your sort of bedding plant begonias, if you've got that shady spot, how amazing does that look with the, you know, colocasia, the big leaves around it? Just brings that pop of colour, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it looks exotic, I think, because they're very blousy flowers.
Absolutely, and this is a garden which it not only looks exotic, but it also has a beautiful scent in the air, which is, again, as we mentioned in the longer tour video, this honeysuckle, a plant doesn't need to be exotic to really add that exotic feel, and the scent from this on a late July day is really gorgeous, just exceptional. Absolutely beautiful. So again, not every single plant or climber in your garden has to be a tender exotic to really add to the overall vibe.
And there's some beautiful flowering ones that other, you know, this is the highest scent because it's the plainest sort of flower, as is often the case, but you can get some really nice colour in flowers on certain honeysuckles. They won't have the perfume, but again, it's
like the Dropmore Scarlet that I got from Sunk Island, which is a really sort of bright, bold, colourful thing, but doesn't have obviously that scent. You've got a bit of everything here. Yeah. And as we pass through, again, this video focusing on the flowers, Nicotiana, very, very easy to grow from seed. This one, is this Sylvestris?
It is,
I believe the white one.
Yeah.
Nice big leaves, really easy to grow. It can cope with shade as well as sun.
And they often grow taller than this.
They can get to sort of 5 or even 6 foot tall, can't they? But obviously this one's decided to, this is its moment to shine, isn't it? And it's doing great here. But I mean, these flowers really, they're exquisite, aren't they?
Tigridia, yeah.
Tigridia.
Little bulbs, you just leave them in the ground and up they pop.
They're just amazing. They're so ornate, aren't they? Like at every level.
And there's different colours, pinks, yellows, white, red, I think.
So there we go. If you want the bulb of summer colour, Tigridias have got to be close to the top of the list, haven't they?
Look. And these lobelias, we have some flowering down there. Nice leaves, you can get them with green leaves or the bronze leaves. Again, a mixture of foliage with something else. This is a nice deep pink colour. And you've got reds and you know, they'll just pop their colours out.
I've got to say, in my garden I grow Cardinalis Queen Victoria. And that's got really sort of dark, in fact we'll see one later on, won't we? But got very dark leaves, really vivid scarlet flowers, and they look fantastic with the exotic reds and other purples, don't they? It's amazing. Now, we couldn't talk about flowers and July in particular without mentioning some of your gorgeous tree lilies here. Are there any particular varieties that you'd recommend, or is it a case of try them all?
Try them all.
Yeah.
I generally buy lilies when I see them in flower.
Right, okay.
Instead of just buying bulbs. I suppose you could do, and if you know it well enough and you've grown it before. But sometimes you go somewhere and there's a pot full for sale, and if it takes me, it's like it goes home with me.
I like the way they sort of give that height, don't they, again? And
especially if you prop them up. They'll lean forward for the light.
I think everything is. But that scent still here, it's just almost overpowering, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can have little flowers as well.
That's very true.
You know, I've got the laciniatum, the big, easy to grow, which we mentioned in the other video with the big leaves. And this is very similar.
So it's a tomato relative, this, isn't it?
Yeah. And the little lovely flowers on those. I like all dainty little flowers. I like little bits of colour popping up in amongst all my greenery. And euphorbias.
Euphorbias are fantastic, aren't they?
If you can track down some of these larger growing euphorbias as well, and later flowering ones, because a lot will flower in spring. But that lovely lime green colour in there's, you know, to me it's another colour, it's a little light.
Absolutely, and as much as I talk about my videos, you know, it's about the bold colours for creating an exotic or tropical effect. I think you're definitely doing yourself a disservice if you overlook a lot of the more subtle beauties, aren't you? Yeah. Everything fits and everything has its place, doesn't it?
When you've got a lot of garden that is, or an area of garden that is bulk foliage, and you want it that way, but just to make it a little bit more interesting. This is an ageratum. I believe you can grow it, still get the seed from Chiltern Seeds, but we keep ours going with cuttings each year. Yeah. But it's not one of them little short bedding things. It's as you can see, a taller grown one, and it flowers for absolutely months on end, like little lilac, lavender powder puffs, really. They really sort of come into their own as well, even later, you know, late September, they'll probably, if we've not had frost, they'll still be flowering.
And what is this exotic beauty next to it?
Oh, that's Impatiens niamensis.
There we go, that was well pronounced, that.
Better known as the parrot plant.
The parrot plant is the way that I sort of knew it, yes. Yeah. No, it's a real exotic beauty, that one, isn't it? But let's face it, if people really want to introduce more colour into gardens, I think the whole tropical style exotic theme, it really gives so many opportunities. And this Abutilon, which we touched on in the longer video, I think it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, it's just a whole glow of this, like a maroon and orange, isn't it? And they go well together, the two colours. I love it.
It's absolutely stunning. And which one do you say this is?
Hot Lava.
Hot Lava, so that's definitely one to check out. Well, I think it's time that we actually head through here because...
Oh, look, can I just show you these?
We can indeed.
Look. I love...
oh, wow, that's quite beautiful, that, isn't it?
Roscoe's. These are Roscoe... well, there's loads of different ones. It's worth looking for what...
Roscoe. And do you have to wintat inside?
No, they're hardy.
Wow,
Roscoe's
it doesn't
hardy.
look hardy, does it?
No, but they are. I've got a few different ones. And, yeah, they're gorgeous.
That's fascinating. It almost looks like one of those real sort of tropical gingers or something, doesn't it?
Yeah. It
No,
does.
I hadn't heard of those.
Probably in the same family if we looked it up.
There we go. So even in a video where we're talking about ideas, I'm learning myself, definitely. So at this end of your garden, we've got more Salvia amistad, haven't we? Given that rich purple, beautiful colour. And over here, I can see a shot of something more vibrantly pink. That there is
Flamingo pink. It says Antidecia.
Antidecia.
It's called flamingo, actually.
Oh, there we go. It really is striking. An extra little touch of colour.
Yeah, it's still pushing up flowers. We've had a lot of water this year. I think it's helped.
We have indeed. And plants like the anemone behind you, that's really thriving, isn't it, here?
Yeah. I
That's
usually have to rip a load out of that.
Yeah. What have we got here? We've got a chlorogendron, is it, that one?
Chlorogendron bungii, but this is a variegated form, but I have got the plain ones. And I love the colour, the rich colour.
It's just starting to come through, isn't it?
Then it comes, it's that one there that's...
Oh, you can see it there when it starts to really push it out.
open, but I like the little buds as well because they're strong colour.
No, that's lovely. And here?
I like clematis sort of just winding its way round whatever, and it's you know, if you've got something that basically the rest of it looks quite uninteresting, or it's got past its flowering time from spring, have a clematis growing at the ready to take over the limelight, and it will use your shrub as a climbing frame.
Just scrambling up, and which one is this?
This is Gravetide Beauty.
It really is a beauty, isn't it, that one?
There's another one, very similar flower, called Princess Diana as well, that's same sort of flower but more pink.
Oh, fascinating. But to me, in this area here, it's very much shots of colour, isn't it? But if you want the real sort of, you know, display where all the colour comes together, this area really gives some fantastic ideas. So if you want some more colour in your border, if you just got a lot of foliage plants, dahlias are one of the go-to choices, aren't they, for exotic gardens? They definitely come back to being a popular plant, haven't they?
So many different styles, aren't there, and colours.
Oh,
I mean, we absolutely adore this one, and I love David Howard, the orange.
Oh, David Howard's really beautiful colours.
Because if you like growing from seed, you've got to have Tithonias, haven't you?
Tithonias, yes. Although I tried to grow a few from seed this spring, they didn't do too well. But
can I tell you?
Top tip.
Yeah. We've discovered through trial and error that if you're growing these from seed, once you start pricking them out and potting them on, they don't like to get cold. They don't need heat as such underneath them, but keep them in a fairly warm place. When you're hardening them off, put them out in the day and bring them in at night. But don't let them get soggy wet. They do not like being soggy wet.
Right, so that's probably where I went wrong.
Because that's what we used to, yeah.
Right, no,
cold
that's the top
and wet
tip,
is their biggest enemies, but not even just together. They don't like either or either. So how did I say that?
So basically with these, you want to start off with some heat around early April time, but then what you're saying is don't get them too wet when you acclimatise them to outdours.
Yeah.
And that way, you're more likely to make it through.
They don't like having soggy feet at all.
No. I mean, looking behind me, I can hear the sound of the bees on this. This is a verbena, isn't it? This plant here.
Of some description, yeah.
Absolutely stunning. You can't really see a lot of the bees on camera, but there's so many on it. And then over here, the Brugmansia. Now, this is a plant which needs to be overwintered inside, doesn't it?
Yes.
Or at least somewhere frost-free.
Frost-free, and again, pretty much nearly dried out, just slightly damp, frost-free and. Barely ticking over is that the only way I can describe it.
It was, and people who've watched a spring video, the tour around your garden and house, will have seen one of your spare rooms in the house absolutely full of these bare stems, like there's no life there whatsoever.
Yeah, right up to the ceiling.
And now look at them. Then the scent, the overall scale of the plant, they really are just sensational for all our exotic effects, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really stunning.
And we've got various different coloured ones now. So.
And obviously more dahlias here. So like you said earlier, there's a dahlia for everyone, isn't there? From pom-poms through to the cactus varieties, through to huge dinner plates like this here.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't have bought that if it was in flower. It looked such a strong plant when we saw it, and then it came out like that. And I'm trying to gradually get used to it.
No, I like it. It's definitely in your face, isn't it? And it's a real
it's
sort of
bigger than
size.
my face.
Well, yeah, that's it. No, I really think this is just such a stunning combination of plants, and I guess really whatever the style of gardening you enjoy, plants like Crocosmia, they're just, you know, this is what summer's all about, isn't it? These rich, decadent colours. Allium. Oh yeah, you can see the bee there, yeah.
They love the alliums. We've got a couple of patches of those. They look after themselves. You don't need to fuss. They will just seed around. And
so that's Allium spirocephalon, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got Oringians there, which are great for really bringing that contrast to a border, aren't they?
Wilmots go, so they just seed around everywhere.
They do the thing.
So when it's the end of the season, if you want to grow these, they've even popped up at the front of our drive. So just come and grab some seed, chuck them around the garden, and they'll appear.
That's it. And we've got Salvia hot lips here. I'm just watching a bee over here, enjoying that.
And the Persicaria through there.
Do you know which short this one is?
Same as the other. What was it?
Sorry, I can see now the Ampiplexus. Is it Bistorta, one of those?
But yeah, the tall growing one, yeah. We've got
fascinating.
A few patches of that, and sometimes if it's near a seating area, people just can't sit there because it's absolutely alive with wasps or bees or something or other, you know. So there's no reason why a tropical garden can't have insects.
Absolutely not. And I think, to be honest, that is a great point to really sort of end the video on. If you've got a tropical style garden and you feel it's lacking some colour, just look at some of the fantastic ideas here. Watch one of the longer tours, or even better, if you live around Lincolnshire or want to make the trip, this garden, the Secret Garden of Louth, is opening every Thursday and Sunday in August this year, 2024. I'll put a link to the details below. And as a special treat for people who come, there's lots of plants for sale, including some spectacular flowering gingers that Roger's grown from seed, some of the amazing cannas that we're featuring in today's video, and over here, one of the plants that I spoke about earlier, that Lobelia, Queen Victoria, amongst other friends as well. There really is something for every garden.
Lots of dahlias.
What more could you possibly want?
That verbena we just looked at, we've got just a few of those, and there's all sorts.
Just a selection of some of the plants that's for sale here.
It's everywhere.
It really is absolutely incredible.
Not the big things at the back, but a lot of these on the floor, and
the impatiens down there.
These lovely impatiens here, and yeah.
There literally is everything.
There's even more plants down the pathways there because we haven't got room to bring them here, and they come out gradually on open days, you know.
It really is incredible. So there we go. Some ideas for those of you at home to really sort of brighten up your summer tropical style border this year. Everything's really growing away now. The garden is absolutely full of colour, and this is your chance to get some more to add to your garden. So thanks for watching. Hope you got some ideas in this video, and I'll see you all very soon.